You're listening to The Burning Truth. Ladies and gentlemen, dude and dudettes, I'm your host Matt Burns here, and yes, I am a lot later than usual. I do apologise for the late announcement on social media as such, but I just thought I'd get that out as quickly as possible. It was due to, I could have arrived back on time if I didn't have any issues trying, with the travel back, progress with getting fuel, making sure I get something to eat, due to making sure that me diabetes didn't cause me any health issues as such. But in regards to that is the reason why I've decided to make the episode a lot later than usual. But I just thought I'd just do it just in case, so I can at least have a bit of some coherence in regards to some of the thoughts that has happened recently with certain current events, with the fact that I was actually at a wrestling show as such, and to try and catch up on some of the update of some news and some of the news that I actually just missed out on revealing the previous week just by a day or so as such. But let's get down to business and get on with it. Now, in regards to the show I was actually at later, that I was on earlier today, I will be discussing that after the first topic, just to mention. The first topic I want to discuss is in regards to the UKWA, which is the fact that, as always, there will be a new roster reveal, a new member of the roster being revealed tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that on the UKWA social media, which is the UK Wrestling Alliance. Please check that out on all the social media. Most importantly, I'd say on the Facebook and also on the Instagram. So please do check that out. Now, in regards to where I was today, which was, I was in Nottingham, checking out Wrestling for Our Mental Health. Now, this, I will state, was an absolute fantastic show. And it was a good show. It was a great show, honestly. Fantastic. Proud to be there. I think the fact that we're doing this, and it was all, for Mind. And as such, there's not many shows where you get so many wrestling companies gathered together to put on a show to raise awareness for mental health, and try to raise as much money in regards to help with mental health. And it's absolutely outstanding what each and every single company that were involved, and every single wrestler that was involved as well. So I've got to give a massive shout out to the following companies that were involved, which are Hope Wrestling, New Breed Wrestling Association, Wrestle Island, Pro Wrestling for You, Shropshire Wrestling Alliance, and Sacrifice Pro Wrestling. Absolute top-notch quality guys. It's absolutely fantastic. It was great that they had some auctions, auctioning some stuff off, and also having a fantastic raffle as well. Great show, and I'm not going to be putting out any spoilers out as such in regards to the show, but check out the social media for the results in regards to that. I'm most likely on each and every single one of their pages in regards to Wrestling New Breed Wrestling Association, Wrestle Island, Pro Wrestling for You, Shropshire Wrestling Alliance, and Sacrifice Pro. But the one thing I will state is, out of the matches on that night, I have to give massive shout out to, I won't say what the matches were, I'll just mention the company that the match was associated with, so you can check them out on their social media and get a bit of a general idea, or so you can check them out and possibly learn a bit more about that company as well. Straight off the bat, I'm just going to hit off with match of the night, which belongs to Shropshire Wrestling Alliance. phenomenal match, top to bottom, great match. But there were some tough contenders, massive contenders, with some of the contenders being Wrestle Island, Sacrifice Pro Wrestling, and also Pro Wrestling for You. But from top to bottom, I cannot fault, I can't fault what each and every single company did. Oh, I do apologise. There is one more company I actually forgot to mention. I do apologise, which was DOA Wrestling as well. My apologies. I do apologise, DOA, for missing you off. I will just repeat that once more. So DOA was involved, and thanks very much for actually putting in for Wrestling for Our Mental Health as well. All of them companies deserve nothing but praise in what they had done that night, and I hope that in future that what them companies, Hope Wrestling, New Breed Wrestling, Wrestling Association, Wrestle Island, Pro Wrestling for You, Structure Wrestling Alliance, Sacrifice Pro Wrestling, and DOA Wrestling, have done, is also stated and marked to other wrestling companies to state, yes, we are separate companies, but we can band together, put this under one roof, under wrestling, and use it as a bit of a guiding force to help mental health, and as such, I would love to see more of these events, and hopefully that more events like this do actually come about, as it's all for a great cause. Now, moving on from that, let's get over to NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4. Now, just to state, I am not going to be revealing any spoilers as such, but there will be there will be an exception in regards to spoil, maybe spoiler, maybe not, depending on in regards to, because something happened involved one of the matches that caused a bit of an unfortunate. But in regards to the actual NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4, as usual, knocked it out the park. NXT, and absolutely great matches, top to bottom. Not going to mention any spoilers, but I will state there are some absolute highlight reel matches, and I will just state, for me personally, I think one of the biggest highlight reel moments came from the Ricochet versus Adam Cole, baby. I believe, just check that out. Just check that match out. You'll absolutely, love it. In regards to the section in the rules for spoilers, possibly, and as such, this is in regards to the fact that EC3, from his match against Velveteen Dream, has ended up injured. Now, in regards to this, we don't know how serious the injury is as of yet. I haven't been able to look too much into it personally, but I definitely know he's been injured, which is unfortunate news in regards to it, because injuries are never good, and it's unfortunate that it's actually happened in regards to it. So I'm just trying to find out some actual news in regards to EC3 being injured at TakeOver. I'm just trying to get some details now. Which is, well, he has been injured, but it's nothing too serious from what I've gathered. I've just had a quick look at the supposed injury, and it's nothing majorly. Yes, he was injured at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, but he's got in regards to it. So unfortunately, I do apologise for raising alarm bells in regards to EC3, but he's not injured as in out of wrestling. But what has happened is, he has come away the event with a bit of a black, bit of a shine underneath his eye. And if I'm not mistaken, he posted the picture on Twitter after the event. And I will say, that's going to be a fair war wound from that show. But I do recommend everybody to check out NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Now, moving on from in regards to NXT, I want to cover one piece of news that I actually mentioned last week, which that there was the rumour of Enzo Amore possibly being involved with Impact Wrestling. Now, in regards to that is not the case, because supposedly, the wrestler, Enzo Amore has announced his retirement from pro wrestling, says he wanted to focus on his music career. However, it has been announced that he is going to be, doing his first independent wrestling appearance, announced for House of Glory Wrestling, as I believe it was the real one is being called as, which he will be appearing at that, which he has appeared for that event at High Intensity 7 on the August 17th, 2018. I do not know the results of that, but he has actually got a music career going on under, which is the stage name, which is Real One, and he has been pushing it out as much as possible. So in regards to it could be the fact that we no longer might see Enzo Amore involved in wrestling, as he's most likely going to be focusing on his music career instead of wrestling from now on. But whether or not he will be taking on further bookings, we don't know. But if I do find out that there is any more into this, but I will possibly suggest if he has got any. I won't be. In actual fact, I'm most likely going to be calling an end to this in regards to Enzo. If it is, he's going to be looking into more matches. You'll have to just look him up if you're a big fan of his work. Follow his music career and as such. But I will not be discussing anything further on in regards to Enzo Amore. That's just more of a personal taste, really. I'm just going to be focusing on more of the major independents, WWE, NXT, or possibly ROH, and some of the American independents, and also the British wrestling scene, of course, which I am actually a part of myself. And from there, hopefully everyone comes away from this, working quite well in regard to that situation. Now, I'm just going to mention the fact that, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that the SummerSlam kickoff show has actually already started already. Now, I don't know the current results. I'm not actually watching it now myself at all, so I can't actually state what's going on the actual kickoff, if it is on or not. But I'm just checking it now in regards to it as quickly as possible. You'll probably hear some click noises, so I do apologise in regards to that. But from what I can gather, the SummerSlam kickoff is actually, WWE SummerSlam kickoff is actually live now. So if anybody's checking that out. But if anybody wants to see my predictions in regards to it, please go to the UK Wrestling Media page. Get to the blog section, and you'll actually see my predictions, which I've also actually sent out the links on social on the UK No, not UK Wrestling Media. I apologise for that. I must be dreaming. I can't believe that. I can't believe I've just done that. I apologise. I will repeat that. If anybody wants to see my wrestling prediction, I have put that out on the Burning Truth social media, which the UK Wrestling Media have actually shared out. Thank you very much, guys. And as such, I've also shared out to as many places as possible. So if anyone wants to check that out, please go to the Burning Truth website, click on the blog section, and please just literally, check that out. And if anybody wants to put a comment on it, like it and everything, please, I'd be absolutely grateful for it. Wow, I just can't believe just completely messed that up. It happens. But then again, live broadcasting, mistakes are bound to happen. I've just made one fluff, so I do apologise in regards to that. But let's with that, I have put my predictions out, and I think that's going to be a wrap up for this week. I know I could be talking a bit more about wrestling as such, but unfortunately, due to me running so late and also due to a busy time schedule, I've got to cut this episode short. I will hopefully try to get one out next week, but next week's episode may be more likely be a pre-recorded episode, so just to give you the heads up in regards to that, as I will be most likely at FCW Wrestling, if I'm not mistaken. I'll just double check that on my calendar right now for you. Yeah, I believe I will be at Future Championship Wrestling next week in Gornal. So next week's episode will, like I said, most likely be a pre-recorded episode, or I could actually go live on Saturday. I will see what I've got on in regards to my schedule. So with that will be a wrap up for the actual new British wrestling news to discuss. For this episode, I'm just going to throw out some plugs, which is the fact that I'm going to be throwing out plugs for the UKWA, which is also known as the UK Wrestling Alliance, which is in regards to the King of the Kingdom, which, as I've already mentioned, that a new roster reveal. No, a new member of the roster will be revealed tomorrow on the UKWA social media. I give a massive shout out to the UK Wrestling Media, who are, as much as I'm not eager to get them get their name out as such, because they do great media work as such. Check them out on their social media. They do some great photography. They also do some video work as well. So please check them out on their social media. JG Pinching and Stitching, Changes for Health and Wellbeing, because like I've just mentioned earlier, with the fact that the show I was at for Changes does actually focus on mental health as such, and it is a big thing that I would like, push the conversation potentially, but I will just state that, check out the Change website, because it could actually help you with your own health and well-being, or it could actually help out somebody else's health and well-being with the information that they provide. You never know. I want to give a massive shout out to Team 4-Star with their Dragon Ball Z Bridge series. I want to give a shout out to bands such as The New Breed, Kamens. I've got to fit in that my once per week Botchamania. You're welcome, Matthew. I've always got to do it once a week, or every week as such. I'll probably Marlock. I'll probably even find a way of getting a shout out in regards to Botchamania, even if I missed a week. But I want you to check out Barely Ever Studios, which is a great gaming review channel on YouTube, and I also want you to recommend to you all Fatal Misfire, which is a live streaming. Live gaming streaming that Fatal Misfire does, which he, at the moment, he's currently been doing quite a bit of first person shooters. Give him a check out. Which, if I'm not mistaken, that the link is twitch.tv/Fatal Misfire HD, and he does regular. He has got a bit of a schedule, which is Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, starting between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. GMT/BST time, also known as UK time, and as such, when I said between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m., that will be the start time, and as for when he'll be finishing, it can vary from time to time, but hopefully give that a check out. And as such, the last shout out is to the Burning Truth website, where you're possibly either listening to this broadcast live, past broadcast, past interviews, show reviews, be it either written or even just audio as such. Merchandise, we can get some snazzy Burning Truth t-shirts, and also some quite snazzy office mugs as well. Be also great presents as well. The blog page, which, yes, I have got my predictions on there, as I've already mentioned earlier, but I am actually currently working on a blog post. Yes, I know I've been promising you all for God knows how long as such, and I will hopefully get that out as soon as possible, but once I've got it out, I will be happy. There's also a contact page where you can actually contact us, and all the links, all the things that I have actually plugged. There's also a links page on there, and I want to give massive shout outs, to all the wrestling companies I've already mentioned. As such, I want to throw out some additional wrestling companies, which is Future Championship Wrestling, United Wrestling Live, and everything, because always check out their social media, because you never know, they might be giving out free tickets. Like, for example, United Wrestling Live do actually give out some family tickets out on their social media, so please check them out. And last thing, I'm going to be giving you a bit of a shout out in regards to the Burning, for the Burning Truth, which is please check out our social media, which is Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. We do actually have a Twitter, but it's under a different name, which is Wrestling Fourth Wall, spelt WRESLING for THWALL. Now, in regards to the reason why there's a T missing in regards to that, it's because the original person who set it up forgot to add it in, or he couldn't fit it in regards to the actual name, and thought he'd try his best in regards with what he got to get as close as possible. And that will be a wrap up for this week of the Burning Truth. So, the only thing I will state to everybody is, I'll hopefully catch you next week, probably a pre-recorded episode, or an earlier episode live. But as such, I just thought I'd remind everybody that I won't be doing it on the usual. I won't be live on Sunday due to being at FCW, and and last but not least, as always, I'm going to recommend you all to please check out your local wrestling, and of course, stay well, stay safe, and I'll hopefully catch you all next week.